Hi, I'm Genean Jones, and I am by profession a marketer. My expertise goes way back. I have done marketing strategy as well as execution for Fortune 50 companies in the wireless sector, all the way through startup, and it's been a blast. Marketing is something that I love to do and continue to do. I'm currently working as the founder and CEO of a DC based consulting firm, marketing consulting business, where we actually go in and we help marketing and sales to collaborate more to help to boost growth, both in their sales as well as marketing influence leads and channels. So a lot of fun. I think the key takeaway for me is that I love to be able to go in and dig into the science behind marketing. I'm currently teaching at West Virginia University and teaching a course called Data Management Platforms, where we look at customer experiences through the UI UX vision and start to plan UI and UX pathways through various systems across organizations. So I've had a lot of fun doing that. It's been great work, and I really enjoy the exchange with the students. Well, I'm naturally a problem solver, but I think what really motivates me is to really break down that barrier in terms of marketing. Marketing, if you were to ask 10 people on the street what marketing really is and what it means to them, there'll be 10 different answers. And you'd be shocked, by some of those answers. But fundamentally, marketing, as I call it, it is a science. It's a science of behavior. It's a science of prediction. It's a science of looking at audience segmentation and determining, the best outcomes. So, research goes into it, a lot of planning, segmentation, and then analysis at the end of the day. And that's something that I really enjoy teaching, and I enjoy even in my profession seeing the growth in people that are new into marketing. The lights begin to come on, and I love seeing that. So I think that being able to teach was a natural segue of what I've been doing throughout my career. Good question. When we start off, the one thing that I always like to tell my students is when we're going through this class, especially when we're looking at it from data management systems and the user experience, um, think about yourself as a consumer. What type of things, because we've lived with this, even if it's AI or it's just a digital experience across the board, what things do we want to see in those experiences when we're marketed to? And think about the buyer's journey, your own journey, and what makes it easy, because in most cases people want simple, they want fast, they want answers quickly. And as we go through this, that's point number one, going through it, and it makes it a lot easier. And that brings the practical world. Everything that we do on a normal basis without even thinking about it is something, as a marketer, as you're planning, you should always have in your mind, satisfying that customer or potential customer. I think the second really, comes in when you think about your internal audience. So when you think about analytics, when you think about insights that you're gaining from your marketing programs or from the platforms, you really need to think about what the end game is and understand that there are key stakeholders within an organization. How do you want to present that and tell that story when you're talking about revenue goals that need to be met? What are those things that CEOs, CMOs, your chief revenue officers, and the like need to hear and need to understand from those programs? And how do you tell that story to them so that the business goes on, so that they understand if we're meeting, expectations, if we're going to exceed it, not meet it, and how do you go back and adjust? that's another thing that I leave with my students. The first time out of the gate, most cases is going to be worst, um, the worst outcome possible, which doesn't mean it's going to be bad or you're going to fail at it. But what I'm saying is that we get better as time goes on with everything that we do. So don't be afraid.
So
Oh gosh. Unique. Um, well, I'll tell you this story. um, had a client, and let's just say that they were in the tech industry. And at the time, we were really trying to build audience segmentation and help them to really launch a new product. And let's just say this product was a part of um, getting everyone in the country wired and on the internet. So, as a result of being able to do that, we had rounds and rounds with this client in terms of how to speak to certain audiences. And what I'll say is they're the underserved audiences, and they really, really didn't understand. And so, as a result of that, and going through over and over again, various iterations of the creative and the positioning, we decided to take them on a road trip. We actually ended up taking them into a local school at that time, and it was a high school that was wired. And then we also followed a few of the students into their normal lives, of course, with permission from their parents. And one of the things that really started to resonate with this client, and we ultimately ended up with a very good campaign around it, was that, wow, these kids go to school, they have access to the internet, they're able to work there in school, but when they step outside of those doors, they can't. They don't have internet at home. They are not able to type their papers and submit it online. They're not able to do their research. If by chance they have a local library, or if by chance they have a local community center where they can get wired, then they'll do that. And in one instance, one of the students who whose parents worked multiple jobs, they didn't have a car in the home, didn't have access clearly to internet. They ended up getting access to internet, and it was life changing for them. So by taking the client kind of out of the corporate bubble and taking them into the real world, they then understood exactly what these people that they're trying to market to, what their lives really look like and what the problems really were. So, a little bit of seriousness, but at the same time, um, I think the lesson in that and the funny part of that is people are completely convinced that their theories and are right until they actually have to go and experience and walk through the steps that their audiences are really walking through. And it's a shock into reality. So that client ended up being happy. The program and the campaign turned out wonderfully, and they're still thriving with it today.